We're sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. Disney telling us to wrap it up. So we're gonna
getting jealous.
Yes. So we're gonna wrap this up really quickly. I had like 3 more questions, but I'm
go ahead.
You sure?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. We were talking about the content and how it will be delivered and how you prefer it to be delivered. So what you were saying was that pretty much just as long as it's content that you will feel is accessible to you.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't matter which way it was dumped on you, whether it was all at once or bit by bit.
I mean, of course, the anticipation of waiting a whole week to watch an episode is, it's the anticipation, but at the end of the day, if that's how they choose to put that stuff out, then that's just how they're going to choose to put it out.
Yeah.
And as consumers, we have to,
of course, adhere by it and if we want it. So, do you think the original movies, do you think those things will be more of a draw than do you think they could compete? Because, Disney is all about, at the end of the day, it's a business about competition. Do you think that their original films could compete and maybe even kind of take the load off of the live action remakes? Because Disney's all about live action remakes. Do you think you would rather see those on Disney Plus, or would you rather see those in a movie theater? Or
I would rather see them at all. I'm sorry. Not at all.
Okay.
Especially if you're going to do them like that. Cut it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's
so I'm sorry. Like I prefer for you to get new content, like new ideas. Like find a crew who got some new ideas. I'm sorry, leave the stuff alone. Like what we need, you could have put the Lion King back out there on regular TV, honestly, and kids would have watched it. Like you don't have to do the live action. I'm sorry, like that's not how animals behave. I understand that it's a cartoon, but leave it in a cartoon environment. With that type of behavior of animals. Like I said, I know that. Like some things have the live action of different animals. Okay, I get it, but damn now, I'm sorry. Like cut it out.
Let me see. And,
they just trying to driving it home too much. Like it's over with. Like
damn.
That's
the thing.
I understand, but still.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's of course a bunch of questions, especially how it will compete with Netflix. I mean, do you think it's gonna? Because especially with Disney having the team up with Hulu and ESPN Plus, which all comes in a bundle package, $7.99, I believe, not expensive at all. But if you don't watch ESPN Plus, it's no point.
Well, what I say is that I hate that it might go down like that because of the fact that Disney does own a lot now. I mean, they do have say so over a lot now, and I do like the independence of Netflix and just other streaming services that have their independence. But I understand streaming services that, attack that so on. I understand that. But at the same time, the stuff is going to be filtered. At the end of the day, it's still going to be filtered because you're going to know that this company is assisting with this. And so that does kind of change the dynamics of the company. But shit, it's not my company. So, I don't know.
So, I mean, do you think Netflix is going to be able to sustain itself though, and wake of Disney Plus, not counting any other streaming services?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
I would say because they have been doing it since all other streaming services. Any other streaming service came and wipe them out. I mean, that's just facts.
True.
So
very true.
It's Disney, but if you're not a Disney fan. And like I said, if you really not into the old movies, and if you already have your collection of old movies and don't care about nothing else, then this is not even going to faze you. So
yeah, I agree. I think that I don't think Netflix has anything to be worried about, really. I mean, of course, there are going to be subscribers that flock towards the cheaper price, but as I've read somewhere,
but it's different content. That's what I'm saying. It's totally different content.
Disney can only sustain this price for but so long. Is what
I'm not even going to say that they can only sustain it for but so long. They will only want to sustain that price for but so long.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing because they can afford it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they
can.
But that's why I asked the question about like the remakes and everything, because if they're going down the path of just not even just remakes, if they start to
if you're gonna do a remake, just make it well. Sorry, next. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, Disney's gonna Disney, and
I understand milking the customers. I completely understand.
Disney's. I mean, when all of them go over $1 billion. conspiracy theories aside.
Netflix can hold its own. Netflix offers a different variety of content, different genres.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there are different genres, but for the most part, Disney is family.
Yeah.
Like Netflix has it all. Like mm-hmm. they have all the multiple horror, sci-fi, all of that. So that's a whole different breach of movies or anything that's available to consumers. So I don't think that people are going to be willing to give up their Netflix because people are still paying the high prices.
Mm-hmm.
So people are not going to be willing to give it up just because of that. Because like I said, it's not like you're getting the same content. Now I can see if they were getting the same exact content, you can go and here, there, and find the same movie here. Of course, I'm gonna fish for the cheaper price,
mm-hmm.
but it is two totally different things.
Yeah, and final question.
Was that 3 or 4?
Okay, this is 4.
Oh,
you inspired my final question.
I did not.
Final question. Do you think that in the wake of this, what they call a streaming war, including with Apple TV Plus and all the other stuff, do you think that eventually it's just going to revert back to people getting cable?
No, unless cable go down, they price cable too high. I'm sorry, can't afford it.
Well, I think in the wake of all this, especially with Disney,
the only thing I say is that with all the streaming services pretty much fighting for everybody's attention, that's aggy. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it out. It's like everybody's just trying to jump on it now. Oh, I might as well just go separate. And then even sometimes when you have cable, you see that there's still fights amongst the different networks and stuff. And like I said, it's not fair for consumers because at the end of the day, people are just trying to watch TV.
Yeah,
people are just trying to watch TV.
That's why I think.
And then even like I said, with the streaming, you have the option of picking and choosing when you want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about, I missed Love Hip Hop last night, so tried to watch it today and it wasn't available on the particular streaming service that we have in replace of our cable. So I had to go onto the app. So that's what I'm saying. That's the type of stuff that makes the app more convenient or whatever, they're paying a different price of the app.
Yeah, apps in that essential, but just in terms of apps with exclusive content and things as such, I think that eventually, especially with people, like you said, just vying back and forth for a consumer's attention, I think that eventually someone's going to wake up and be like, hey, listen, you guys, I like the streaming thing, but I think I'm going to try to work out better deals with cable. And cable companies are going to try to work out better deals with networks, and I think it's just going to trickle backwards.
And I think I think that's what they're relying on, the cable companies. I think that they're relying on the crash of too many streaming services.
I definitely agree with that. But there's gonna come.
And then even if they lower it, they're still gonna raise it after the year's over. So it's still gonna go back to what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just my opinion of it.
Because I've given, if I've had this conversation with you, I've given my predictions on which streaming service I think is going to fail. It has to do with everyone's favorite phones. It's going to fail, guys. But everything else outside of that, I think, is going to have more longevity. But I think it's just really going to come down to Netflix and whatever Disney owns. That's what I think, and then everything else is going to revert back to being on cable television.
A lot of streaming services they are.
Yeah, whether you stream it on Sling or whether you stream it on DirecTV Now or whether you stream it on Philo or whatever streaming service you have in replacement of cable, it's going to revert back to that, to where 8 o'clock you watch this show, then you turn to this channel and watch it at 9 o'clock, as opposed to go to this streaming service this week and binge all this or wait this week until that. I think it's all going to go back to time slot, channel, network.
I think that's old fashioned in the way things are now. Like I said, we have to look at the population that you're trying to get the attention of, because they're going to be the consumers. Yeah. And if everybody's sitting there looking at their phone, they're not going to be at home. That's what I'm saying. So I think that the streaming services are going to win, but it's going to be down to us as consumers to determine what streaming service we're going to want, and if we're going to be willing to pay the prices of the certain streaming services. And some of them are going to flop because of that. Mm-hmm. And so those ones that flop are going to have to choose where they're going to want to go or who they might attach themselves to, you know, they might attach themselves here or there or wherever. But that is just a trial and error, and we're just gonna ride it out.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Ones
it.
that are destined to fail, I definitely want to come out the gate with $11.99 prices. So,
but that's Netflix. But yeah, so that's Disney. I say, like
Disney
I say,
Plus.
Try it if you want. Don't try it. I mean, it's really up to you.
If you like your Disney classics and you like your newer Disney, and you might just want to get the jump on having it before all your favorite upcoming and anticipated shows come out, I say definitely give it a try. I say go through it. If you can get the free trial, get the free trial. Try it out. If not, you can still do the 7-day free trial before you have to pay anyway. So even if you would just want to do the 7 days for free instead of the yearly free, if you can't do the year, do the 7 days. Try it. Go through the interface.
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, it's definitely. But you know, I feel Mickey Mouse's laser beam shooting out the back of my head, so I'm gonna say do it.
Sorry. I'm just saying. I mean, we had it, but it was a free trial, so
yeah. I mean, it's a free trial for us. It's just a longer free trial than 7 day. I say try it. I think it's really worth it. I think there's a lot on there that you might like to watch. It's no different from any other streaming service at the end of the day because everything has so much content. So if you like Disney
just
Plus
give it a try. Just give it a try.
Plus your Disney.
Plus Disney. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week.
We'll be back in the future. We'll be back. We won't leave you on hiatus like this ever again, probably.
Next week. With a review of a film, more than likely. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to inbox or even just comment and let us know what you are interested in us reviewing. And we will also, like for you all to watch the movies and engage with us and engage. Pay for what?
I was going to say pay for your films.
Gosh.
I thought that's where you were going.
No.
That's where you were going with that. Pay for your films, though. Seriously.
Anyway, get it how you can get it. That's off the books. But yeah, so tune in next week for a review. And thank you for tuning in.
Yep, thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to share the videos, like them, tell your friends, like the page, invite people to like the page. Everything. And thank you guys so much. We couldn't be here without you. Thank you so much. Bye.
So.